before we get up out of here and go enjoy our Super Bowl and we get the predictions, don't let me forget after we get this. Gotcha. There was a topic that we wanted to get to that was serious, and I saw people posting it. And again, we're trying to work on not forgetting shit, but it's tough sometimes. This is an issue that you had brought up too, Jalen, that like older people are attacking older Asian people in community. Apparently, the Oakland Chinatown attacks. That's what they're being called. Man. So it's up in Oakland. Yeah. Apparently. Chinatown is in every city, huh? That's interesting. I thought it was just an LA thing.
Oh, hey, they set up an establishment.
Smart. This is from an Instagram post, Asian Mental Health Project. It says, "It is with great sorrow that we acknowledge news of violence against elderly community members within the Asian community, specifically the Oakland Chinatown attacks. While this has surfaced, it is crucial to acknowledge that these are not isolated incidents and are part of disturbing patterns of xenophobia and racism."
Yeah, no, 100%.
Can somebody? What does xenophobia mean?
Xenophobia is when you're you don't like outsiders.
Okay. So because but it's in Chinatown. That's their place.
They can still see them as outsiders invading.
Okay. So if you are troubled by hate crimes, systemic or overt racism, you are absolutely not alone. And then there's like some mental health resources.
It's usually racism that.
100%.
Mental health resources, the National Asian American Pacific Islander, the Mental Health Association, NAPPIMHA, the National Organization for Victim Assistance, 1-800-TRI-NOVA. That's 1-800-879-6682. You have the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Call 1-800-273-TALK, 8255. And then there's some more, the SAMHSA, SAMHASA, National Helpline, call 1-800-662-HELP. And then you have the Victim Connect Resource Center, call 1-800-855-4-VICTIM. And then they said, here are ways to support the Oakland immigrant, low-income, and BIPOC community directly affected by these events. You have the Oakland Chinatown Recovery and Resiliency Fund, Hella Heart Oakland Giving Circle, Wasung Community Service Club, Oakland Asian Cultural Center, OCA East Bay Asian Local Development Corporation, Asian Pacific Environmental Network, Oakland Chinatown Improvement Initiative, Asian Health Services. And before I get off of that, here it says last Thursday, an 84-year-old Thai American was murdered in San Francisco, and they believe the attack was racially motivated. And then this last post, the violence we see, physical assault of Asian folks versus the violence we don't see, poverty, houselessness, unemployment, the hoarding of resources on the city, state, federal level. I mean, reading this, there's two things that they're attacking here. One, the blatant attacks on the elderly for xenophobia, racism. I mean, it's we don't have to paint the picture. That's just fucked up, in general, no matter what you are. They're 84 years old.
Right.
Like, you imagine you lived your entire life and you get to 2021 and some assholes who was born 22 years ago wants you out or wants to kill you or murder you, which is interesting in a place like Oakland and the Bay. I'm not familiar with the area, but I felt like California is more
like more of a melting pot, right? Yeah.
It's like inviting.
It's very interesting. Yeah. So,
and if there's anything I know about Oakland, man, it has a very large, diverse Asian residency there. Right. And I'm just hoping that with this awareness, the majority of Asian people are going to be like, yo, look, nah.
Fuck this shit.
Because, there's families and there's motherfuckers out there that gangbang too, just like these people trying to get on these old people.
You got the ACs out there.
Yeah, right. Sure. So I'm just hoping that all of them band together and making a movement. It's like, yo, y'all can't be doing this, and actually start watching out, in public.
Yeah, and I wonder, do they know? I'm not trying to make it a race thing. Do they know if it's white people doing it, black people doing
That's
it?
What I was
don't know
ask,
yet.
But I was
Who's
like,
doing it?
I haven't dived too deep into it.
Honestly, I probably don't want to know because then it'll probably make me madder.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because and I guess it shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, it shouldn't happen point blank. Period.
Yeah. I don't want to look at it.
I'm hoping it's not like some gang initiation type shit. You know what I mean?
And just go shoot a random person or some goofy shit. But so they're fighting two tiers. One is that, and the other tiers they're saying is, like she said, the one you don't see, and that's the withholding of resources and all that shit. And that's something that all impoverished communities deal with. It's like you say, like they're not putting a Trader Joe's in the hood. They're not putting ways to get loans or ways to elevate yourself. They're purposely putting liquor stores and things to keep it down, gun store. It's strategic. And the only good thing I can say that comes for this is they're now realizing our news constantly argues black and white. It's black and white, black and white. Now y'all realizing that I'm not gonna say it's white versus everybody, but they don't They might invite. They might have put their arm around y'all's shoulders just so y'all wouldn't align with us when we're black folks who are marching. But at the end of the day, we're all in Hispanic, Asian, African American.
We're in the same pool.
We all look the same when it comes to Lady America, Lady Liberty. We're just workers.
We're just
taking advantage and shitting on us and not allowing us to elevate. Because at the end of the day, we have other whole continents and countries behind us when you think about it. Yeah. So think about it. America is America, right? Everybody else is whites. You can say European, whatever you want, but America looks at this as themselves as America. The equivalent would be if everybody from America was taken to Africa, right? And then those people started to come up in Africa and they still have ties with America. They'd be like, oh shit, we got a foothold in Africa now. We can expand. So think of it the other way. If Asians, Hispanics, African Americans all start to elevate and invest in stocks and everything that's going on, we then have the backing of Africa, Asia,
Mexico,
Central America. You see what I'm saying? Whatever. We take over America. So they're trying to pit us to go against each other to make it think it's tiers and levels. Like, no, if we all just looking like, yo, we going through the same shit. They're taking resources out of our neighborhoods. They're attacking ours. Yeah. Theirs is elderly. Ours is the police shooting us unarmed, taking our kids and children. Hey, how about we all ban and get this ideology out of here? And I'm not even saying white. Yeah. I don't even want to be that ignorant. I'm just saying the ideal of who thinks that way. Just get that the fuck out of here. Yeah. Xenophobia.
Right.
Get that out. Yeah. That's dope. Like we've been saying, as these generations mend together, that whole separation and all that, and we're better than the one, that's going to go out the window. So I just wanted to bring awareness to that. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't want to make it seem like we only focus on who's on the show, like a brown issue or a black issue. Right. We're all about issues at the end of the day. So hopefully,
regardless of what ethnicity group is,
wrong is wrong, right is right at the end of the day. So those numbers that we gave out, those communities or those organizations, if you want to do something and you feel like you're on New York and it's in Oakland or you're too far, those are ways you can reach out and help with the situation. And I hope for the families in that area that something's been done about that. And it should be bigger news.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I'm seeing that through people posting it, but it's not flooding my time. I don't see the celebrities or not saying it's their responsibility, but I'm curious for some so heinous for some so heinous to not be every time I fucking scroll.
That's just evil.
That's very evil, especially when you're attacking the elderly. Evil. That's crazy for no fucking
defenseless.
reason.
Like 84 is too old to have to be open field tackling motherfuckers like that. You gonna fuck some shit up, bro.
Even 50, 60.
Yeah.
I mean,
respect the elders, bro.
Just respect people
the elders, man. And I was telling, and I'll wrap it up with this. I was telling somebody about that, like with the whole gang culture and all that shit. Like they're like, I don't, we would love to not have the gang culture, but it's even worse now because there's no morals in the streets. Yeah. Even back then, it used to be, no kids, no children. It was still bad, but it was code. Yeah. Street code. Now it's just like, who gives a fuck? Hey, if two people fight it out, now this motherfucker just show up with guns. Like, whatever, man. So there's
no code.
It's scary out here, bro.
That's what money does, because now it's not about colors no more. It's about one color, which is green.
Yeah.
And that brings the worst out.
Some people have it and some people don't. And I would say, too, not saying that it's your responsibility not to celebrate your wins, but just be careful during this pandemic when you're saying, I see a lot of people saying, I don't know about y'all, but 2020 was a good year. I'm like, it wasn't that for everybody.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I got a home. It was a great year for me, but I'm not going to sit there and say, y'all tripping. It was a good
count your
year.
Blessing.
Yeah, I'm lucky is what it is. That my check never stopped. That my job, I'm lucky. It wasn't that I grinded hard and put myself in position. No, I got lucky. My job could have easily shut down. If this was new for everybody. So you could have been either on one side or the other. So understand that before you speak out. But to my point of people getting desperate, like people are doing reckless shit. I see on the Ring app all the time. Yeah. People are on clockwork around up in this area are just checking car doors. Clockwork. They're driving cars and person get out just to check car doors. Like every day on this app. There are people in neighborhoods checking cars. It hasn't came close yet, but 2, 3, 4 miles away. Clockwork. Like they sleep during the day and wake up at midnight. Like, let's go get these cars.
Wild, bro.
But I'm saying people they're ripping mailboxes apart. That's a thing up here. Because we have the universal mailbox. Yeah, they're ripping them. Just hoping to find birthday money, people are desperate. So, and because of what happened last year, like, it's easy. Like you say, you would think that we suffered how we speak for having stimulus checks and shit. Like, we didn't miss a check, but we understand how important that is for the economy. And see, where people get fucked up is the ones who ain't missed a meal and shit are sitting there like, what's the problem? Like, bitch, you ain't missed your check. You don't have 3 kids and unemployed, and now they're trying to take unemployment or lower it. I need that money up. I need that stimulus check. Yeah. So shut the fuck up. If you're doing good, shut the fuck up, basically. Yeah. I don't even know how I got on that rant, but still, shouts out to those Asian families that are, prayers to those, not shouts out, prayers to those families that have lost loved ones and what's being reported. We don't even know.
We don't even know
what else is coming out.
There've probably been more that we just haven't came to light.
Yeah. So I hope it doesn't get worse.